Hi crafty peeps, I'm Lisa, your dollar mom, and welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you're here today, and we're gonna make some super easy garland and a wreath. And it's a different kind of wreath, I think, than you may have seen before, so I hope you'll stick around and watch it. And I think these will be really great additions to your patriotic decor. I hope you'll like and subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any of my videos. All right, let's get to that crafting. For this wreath, you're going to need a wire wreath form from the Dollar Tree wrapped with some ribbon, and you can use one of their pre-made bows or you can make your own. You're going to need some jute twine, some more of this ribbon from Dollar Tree, and then you'll need this 3-star sign and this USA sign. All of this is from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to start out by cutting some 8.5-inch strips of this ribbon, and it just depends how many you want to cut and how many bows you're going to make with this. So yeah, just keep cutting them out, making bows till you get as many as you like on your wreath. Okay, and you're going to take the ends of your ribbon and you're going to hot glue them together. Now keep in mind, burlap is kind of a little bit tough when you put hot glue on it because it can burn your fingers. So make sure your fingers are covered, or you're like me and you've burned your fingertips off already. And so just, yeah, hold that tight, use your fingernails. Okay, so I'm zooming in here because I want you to be able to see this. You're going to cut a piece of jute twine, and this is going to come to be the center and how you tie your bow. So you're going to fold it in half. Then you're going to fold it in half long ways. Okay, you can see that bow going. Then you're going to kind of tuck back in the direction you just came from, so the opposite direction. And that's going to make your bow. So you're just going to pinch it like that. You're going to put your twine over it, flip it upside down, and then you're going to want to make 2 tight knots. Okay, and you'll just trim those edges. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make another one for you so I know that you could see how I did it, because I know the folding can be a little tricky, but it just makes a simple bow. Okay, so I'm going to cut another 8.5-inch strip. And again, this isn't like has to be that exact size. I mean, if you use a 9-inch or 7-inch, that's okay too. This is just the good size that I found works on my wreath. But I'm going to actually make 2 different sizes. So you're welcome to make 3 different sizes, 4 different sizes, however many you want, because we're just going to kind of mix and match them to the side of our wreath and just give it that extra character. Okay, so now I'm going to make the smaller size bow, and this is going to be 3.5 inches. So I'm going to cut a couple of these. Again, you're going to make like 20 bows. You're just going to keep making them until you fill up your wreath to your liking. But I'm just showing you 2 of each here so you'll get an idea of how to make them. And if I'm worried at all that the knot's going to kind of slip, especially on these smaller ones, I'll just add a little dot of glue just to secure it extra. Okay, so now I'm going to take apart these 2 signs, the stars and the letters USA, and I'm going to kind of start placing stuff on the wreath to get an idea of where I want to place it. Okay, so you're probably going to be surprised that I'm actually adding the bow first. And so this bow is really easy to add because it just has that wire thing on the back that you can just tie it to the back, but I am going to add a little glue just to give it extra security. The reason I'm starting with the bow is because I want to make sure that I'm able to create around and under the bow just enough. I've noticed that when I add a bow at the end, sometimes I have too much stuff in the way and then the bow doesn't lay right. So I'm actually adding the bow at the beginning and you'll see why. Okay, so now I'm going to start securing some of my bows. I'm going to start with the bigger bows, place a couple, then I'm going to put the smaller bows in between, and I'm just going to start adding in the bows so that it has good coverage. Okay, so now that I've got my USA placed how I like it, I'm going to go ahead and adhere it on to the wreath. So I'm going to adhere the letter to the star. And then to connect the stars to the wreath, I'm going to hot glue a piece of twine to the back and then tie it around, and hopefully that gives it a little extra sturdiness. I've seen a lot of people use a pipe cleaner, which you could use too. Really, I just have the twine on hand, that's why I chose it. The pipe cleaners probably work even better. But this is just going to give it that little bit of extra and to keep it secure onto the wreath. So I purposely left this little bit of red showing because I wanted to fill in the bows after my letters were on. When you work at it this way, then you don't run into the problem of things not fitting properly, you know, having something lay on top of something else that doesn't really work. So I try to do it in pieces like this so that everything lays and fits nicely. So I'm just going to fill in those gaps, and then the project is going to be complete after I put a hanger on it. And this is the finished wreath. I love how this turned out. It looks really good on my door. What I like about this wreath is I've never seen one with bows like this. And honestly, the reason it came to be is because that ribbon, burlap ribbon, was so hard to work with that tying it like I normally would or looping it just didn't seem like it was going to work out well. So these bows for the win on this wreath. For this super simple garland, you're going to need two different types of ribbon. This big one here is from Michael's, $10. I got it for $5. And then I found this other one, I believe at Hobby Lobby on clearance. So with this thick wired ribbon, I'm going to cut it at 3 inches, and then I'm going to cut the skinny ribbon at 3¼ inches. I'm going to cut out 7 of these strips. You can cut out as many or as little as you like. I kind of measure my area that I know I'm going to put it, and that kind of dictates how many I'm going to use. And so in this case, I was going to use 7. Once I get all those cut, I will fold it in half and I will make a dovetail cut. Do that on each of them. And I will repeat the dovetail cut on these ribbons as well. Okay, so now that I have all my ribbons cut and ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tie a loop into the end of my twine. This is kind of an optional. It depends if you're going to be how you're going to be hanging your garland, but I always do that just in case I'm going to hang it on something. So once you've got your loop in, you can start creating your garland. Also make sure that you know how long it's going to hang from where you're hanging it to where you want your banner to start, because that's going to be important to where you put it on this twine. Okay, so I'm just folding this over in just a very small fold, as you can see, and I will slip the twine underneath, and then I'm just going to glue it right to it. I'm telling you, easiest garland you ever made, but the simplicity of it really accents your decor. The skinnier ribbon is going to need a little bit more of a fold because it's not that wire ribbon. So you're going to match it so that the bottom of the skinny ribbon and the bottom of the thick ribbon kind of line up. And then you'll go ahead and add your glue and fold it over. That's an easy peasy garland. And see how simple it is, but it adds just a little extra. Had I done too much more, definitely on this display, it would have taken away from the other decor. For the next garland, you're going to need red, white, and blue paint. You're going to need this burlap garland from the Dollar Tree, letters from the Dollar Tree, any star to draw around, and some masking tape or painter's tape, and a paintbrush, of course. I'm going to start by taking off one of these U stickers and placing it in the center of my banner. I'm going to end up spelling out USA and having a star on each side. So this will be 5 of these triangle banners. Then once I get my U secured, I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to make 3 strips of tape. And I'm going to tape them to the outsides of the triangle. And then, once that's secure, I will be able to paint the inside. Normally I would just go on to the next banner while this one dried, but I was too excited to see the results, so here I am trying to kind of make it dry quicker with my little fan that I have next to me while I'm crafting because I get hot flashes. But if you've ever done a project like this, you know taking off the tape is the most satisfying part, and it did not disappoint. However, I shouldn't say that because this burlap from Dollar Tree is a little bit on the cheap side, and the top piece was a little bit difficult to remove, and it kind of took one of the eyelets with it, but I just glued that back on. Alright, so there is our first one done. I'm going to repeat this with the S and the A, and then like I said, I'm going to trace the star, paint that white, and then our banner will be complete. And another easy peasy banner is complete. I hope you enjoyed these DIYs, and I hope you will subscribe and hit that bell to be notified so that you will see all my DIYs, because let me tell you, I have much more to share with you.